Welcome to the world of myths. Get ready for an adventure loaded with heroes, gods, and epic challenges. The journey kicks off right now. Come live the legend. Aegeus, the king of Athens, was haunted by the fact he had no male heir. Determined to change his fate, he headed off to the Oracle at Delphi for some answers. The Pythia, with her mystical vibe, dropped an enigmatic message about opening the wine sack. Every word carried a mystery that defied the king's quick understanding. Tension was thick in the air, tying Athens' destiny to a divine mystery. Though the oracle's message sounded simple, it was packed with deep, surprising meanings. Aegeus felt like the gods were speaking through symbols and ancient rituals, and he couldn't stop pondering what lay behind that cryptic hint. The temple buzzed with reverence and expectation. Every sigh from the devotees hinted that something huge was about to go down. Leaving Delphi, Aegeus still felt uneasy about not fully grasping the oracle's meaning. He was on a mission to crack the riddle and wonder if the symbolic sacrifice would finally bring the change he so desperately needed. Meanwhile, the court was buzzing with the possibility of a fresh start for the kingdom, with lively chats and debates echoing through the palace halls. At that moment, the gods' promise felt like a no-strings-attached invite to an epic transformation. The mystical, solemn vibe of the oracle stirred up both fear and faith in the hearts of the Athenians. Every sign was seen as a step toward a new dynasty. Delphi's message hit hard, bridging the divine and the human. Even though things started off murky, Aegeus felt fate had something magnificent in store, and his journey kicked off with the firm belief that the gods had big plans for Athens. At the palace of the wise king of Taurus, Aegeus caught a glimmer of insight to help him unravel the oracle's mystery. The Taurus monarch broke down the riddle with clarity and guts, showing the way forward for the king's destiny. Meanwhile, the wise king's daughter got wrapped up in a sacred ritual that bridged the gap between the human and the divine. That night, the atmosphere turned pure magic, and you could almost hear the heartbeat of the gods. The unexpected mix of mortality and divinity was a sure sign that something extraordinary was about to be born. A one-of-a-kind hero. While the princess was catching some Z's, the goddess Athena popped into her dreams with a message full of light and wisdom. The vision was crystal clear. Head to the beach and perform a ritual to honor the gods. In a moment of pure transcendence, Poseidon burst from the waves to play his part. The sacred union between the princess and the sea god marked a moment that was truly one for the books. That divine touch promised a new era of courage and glory was on the horizon. The conception of Theseus wasn't just about two bodies coming together. It was a fusion of destinies and myths. Every gesture and symbol carried the power of the gods, turning the ordinary into something downright extraordinary. The birth of this future hero rang out like a sign of grand deeds and eternal legends. Even from afar, the people of Athens could feel that something sacred was taking root in their history. It was as if the whole universe was in on it, making sure that this new lineage would shine bright and strong. From the moment he was born, Theseus carried the very essence of the gods and the courage of mere mortals within him. The tale of his conception was passed around with reverence and raw emotion in every nook and cranny of the city. Everyone saw in the baby a sign that change and prosperity were just around the corner. The sacred ritual, chock full of symbolism, showed that the gods never missed a beat when it came to their plans. And just like that, the legend of Theseus began to be written in divine ink and heroic passion. Raised by his wise grandpa, Theseus grew up steeped in lessons and tales of bravery. Every day was a crash course in what it really means to be a hero in a world full of challenges. From an early age, the future hero displayed a kind of courage that left everyone in awe. His adventures through the bustling streets and mysterious forests of Athens already hinted at a grand destiny. Young Theseus had a knack for turning every hurdle into a chance to prove his strength. Amid grueling training and non-stop challenges, the kid learned techniques that mixed street-smart cunning with pure, unbridled guts. He took on thieves and villains with the confidence of someone destined for greatness. Every showdown was lived with intensity, a clear display of his talent for diffusing danger. His innovative approach totally rocked compared to the old-school methods, captivating everyone's imagination. The air was always electric whenever Theseus stepped up to face a new challenge. The stories his grandpa told turned training sessions into epic moments full of life lessons. Every mythological tale sparked a burning passion and the drive to create his own legend. The young guy soaked up every bit of wisdom with a keen ear and an insatiable thirst for adventure. All across Athens, folks watched in awe as the early chapters of his saga unfolded. Theseus's vibrant energy inspired everyone to believe in the sheer power of courage and smarts. Theseus's early journey was chock full of wins that really carved out his heroic character. Every little victory over minor foes paved the way for even bigger, more epic challenges. The young man's achievements sparked both pride and admiration among his people. The tales of his exploits were retold with raw emotion and fervor in every Athenian household. This budding legend was taking shape like something eternal, setting the stage for the future of Athens. When Theseus finally felt destiny calling his name, he knew it was time to find his true self. With Aegeus' sandals and sword in hand, he set off for the legendary city of Athens. The journey, full of twists, turns, and uncertainty, was going to be the ultimate test for his brave spirit. Every step he took carried the hope of a future brimming with glory, and the road was paved with challenges that would turn his trek into one hell of an epic. On those rugged trails, Theseus ran headfirst into dangers that tested his mettle at every turn. Cunning thieves and wild beasts popped up, trying to block his path with brute force. But no matter what came his way, the hero pressed on with the determination of someone whose destiny was already written in the stars. Each win not only pushed him forward, but also showcased the sheer strength of his conviction. The journey became a living lesson in resilience and the never-ending quest for truth. Along the way, Theseus met allies and adversaries alike, each encounter revealing new layers of his personality and the wild complexity of the mythological world. He tackled every challenge with a mix of savvy, fearlessness, and a fresh, innovative style. Even though the trek was tough, it was packed with intense, life-changing moments, proving that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but the relentless push to keep moving forward. Crossing landscapes bursting with beauty and hidden dangers, Theseus was busy cementing his legend. Every win along the way only reinforced the belief that the gods were right there with him. The tale of his journey spread like wildfire, inspiring both the young and the old to dream big. The road to Athens wasn't just a physical trip. It was a spiritual journey filled with lessons and challenges. In every twist and turn, the hero's path turned obstacles into stepping stones toward his ultimate destiny. Stepping through the gates of Athens, Theseus found his destiny etched in the marks of time. Aegeus' eyes lit up when he recognized the sword and sandals, the unmistakable signs of his divine heritage. The reunion between father and son was charged with emotion, hope, and a fresh burst of energy for the city. The whole place buzzed with the vibe of a legacy being reborn with every heartbeat. But lurking in the background was a dark warning foreshadowed by the mysterious Medea. Medea, a sorceress with some seriously shady motives, was busy spreading rumors about an impending disaster. Her words carried a weight that threw the whole palace off balance. Medea's warning amped up the tension, splitting feelings between fear and a stubborn hope for the future. King Aegeus was caught trying to balance the joy of the reunion with the nagging unease of these ominous signs. Every gesture and word felt like a bad omen, hinting at more challenges down the road. Even with those veiled threats hanging around, the bond between father and son only made their family ties stronger. Aegeus' embrace symbolized the continuity of a lineage blessed by the gods. The ancient signs coming together renewed hope for a prosperous and united kingdom. The people of Athens found comfort in these sacred bonds, believing that a grand future was on the horizon. The air was thick with emotion, where love and destiny inevitably collided. While Medea's ominous threat cast its shadow, faith in the divine heritage held strong. The hero stepped into his role with unwavering determination, fully aware of the weight his legacy carried. The vibe in the palace swung between the light of hope and the gloom of dark warnings. Every look, every move was loaded with meaning and a destiny waiting to be fulfilled. Despite the uncertainties, that emotional reunion marked the start of an era filled with challenges and glory for Athens. At the time, Athens was living under the brutal oppression of Crete, forced to pay a cruel, inhumane tribute. Every year, 14 young souls were sent off as a sacrifice to feed the dreadful Minotaur. This half-man, half-bull monster wasn't just a beast. It embodied the terror and injustice forced upon the people. The gruesome tribute sparked outrage and heartache among the Athenians, and the city was desperate for a change to break the cycle of suffering and humiliation. Determined to put an end to this tragic cycle, Theseus volunteered to take on the monster. His decision wasn't just about bravery, it was an act of love and solidarity with his people. Every word from the young hero dripped with the resolve to free Athens. Theseus's commitment to justice echoed a promise of a fresh start. His willingness to risk it all turned into a beacon of hope for the entire city. When he reached Crete, Theseus came face to face with the labyrinth, a crazy maze of twisting paths and lurking dangers. In that grim setting, Princess Ariadne emerged like a ray of hope. With heartfelt sincerity and even handing over a sharp sword, she offered her help without holding back. The ball of thread she gave him became the lifeline that would lead him through the maze to survival and victory. It was clear that the mix of love and courage was the secret weapon needed to take on the monstrous fate. The battle with the Minotaur was intense and charged with tension, one of the most epic moments of the legend. Theseus showed off some serious agility, dodging the monster's attacks like a pro. Every strike he delivered was the embodiment of a life dedicated to justice and liberation. Defeating the beast didn't just mean ending the terror, it sparked a rebirth of hope. Theseus's triumph rang out like a battle cry of freedom that would echo through the annals of Athenian history. After crushing the Minotaur, Theseus returned to Athens with a heart full of triumph. His epic journey had promised to free his people and revive a nation. The city welcomed the hero with open arms, celebrating the long-awaited win. The reunion with Aegeus was soaked in emotion, marking the fulfillment of an age-old destiny. Theseus's homecoming was the realization of a dream that perfectly blended the divine and the human. But then tragedy struck. The joy of the reunion quickly soured when a fatal mistake came to light. Caught up in his journey and the thrill of victory, Theseus forgot about the tradition of using white sails. Instead, black sails, an unmistakable symbol of mourning, appeared, signaling an irreparable loss. Aegeus's heart, gripped by despair, couldn't handle the news implied by that signal. In an instant, what had been a celebration turned into a somber farewell. Seeing those black sails on the horizon, Aegeus took it as a sure sign that his son's death was inevitable. Pain and sorrow overwhelmed the king as his hope crumbled into utter desolation. That fateful moment sealed the tragic destiny of a lineage that had yearned for glory. The sea, witness to so many heroic journeys, cradled the final lament of a desperate father. In the end, tragedy transformed what should have been a victory into a bitter memory, full of hard lessons and mixed emotions. Theseus's return, though brimming with triumph, left deep scars on Athens. The city, torn between the joy of liberation and the grief of loss, felt the heavy weight of its history. Every gesture and look brought to light the complexity of a destiny laid out by the gods. The hero's legacy was cemented with the understanding that courage always comes hand in hand with sacrifice. And so, the legend of Theseus turned into a story of both glory and pain, a timeless reminder that true greatness demands sacrifice. And that's the epic journey of Theseus, a tale showing that courage and sacrifice are timeless forces that shape destinies and inspire generations. If this mythological adventure struck a chord with you, smash that like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear which part of the legend hit home for you. Subscribe to the channel to keep diving into the secrets and exploits of the gods and heroes who turn our wildest imaginations into vibrant stories. And don't forget, there are plenty more videos packed with emotion and knowledge waiting for you. Check out the links in the description and on the cards to dive even deeper into the mythological universe.